because you, with that, disgusts me.
When John Cena turned heel, the world stopped. No joke. It was like, what? That dude turned heel? And while, yes, with the power of hindsight, we can see now that maybe this isn't the greatest heel turn of all time. Maybe it's like number 3. However, there are still some really good, juicy things that have happened. And today, I want to focus on the positive. Let's be, as Simon Miller would say, a positive Pete and look at 10 really cool things that has happened in the John Cena heel turn. The first one, when he made fun of that kid for being in a toxic relationship, John Cena finally comes out after like 2 or 3 weeks to explain himself, and he starts berating the crowd for cheering him and for not cheering him many moons ago, because we've been cheering him for like the last 8 years. But he's like, you are all part of a toxic relationship, and then some like 10-year-old kid just yells, I love you, John, and then John Cena, without missing a beat, goes, and that kid right there also,
I love you! Everybody, including that one kid right there,
holy crap, and then they cut to him,
is a toxic, dysfunctional relationship.
And they had footage of him before and after. And so it was so funny. You literally have this kid telling John Cena, I love you, and then John Cena just ripping him to shreds. It was great. It was great. I was like thinking to myself, maybe there's something to this John heel turn after all. And yeah, just hilarious. And I loved it. It was just perfect timing. I love you, John. Toxic. I'm going to throw in this bonus one because it's like there's good and bad that comes with it. So I'm only going to focus on the good, and that is
Cena is a 17-time world champion.
He's held the title. He broke the record, Ric Flair's record that he's been tied with forever. Well, now John Cena has officially become the record-breaking title holder. He has the most title wins of anyone, and that is definitely a positive. John Cena definitely deserves it. He has held it down. The company on his back since 2004? I don't know. Many times this dude could have given up. Many times this guy was pushed down, and he survived and he thrived, and well, you know what? Multiple generations grew up on John Cena, so I'm very happy that he won his 17th world title. And if you want to win your first world title, well, all you gotta do is comment below. I'm going to give away this undisputed championship once I hit 20,000 subscribers on my quest to quit my day job and produce wrestling content full time, baby. That's right. So all you gotta do is comment below, you gotta subscribe to the channel, and you gotta also hit that bell notification. Ding, ding, ding. And don't forget to give a thumbs up while you're at it. The thumb, it loves those ups. Don't you love the ups? I just love me some ups. Please give me those ups. So please give us those ups, and you can win this title right here. All right, my next favorite thing about this heel turn was the moment itself. Whether or not this is the greatest heel turn of all time and it beats The Shield, it beats Hollywood Hogan, doesn't matter for this point. This point is in that moment, in that time and space when I said the earth stopped moving because The Rock did this and John Cena's face did this. It was like, I have a live stream, and I was like, no, oh my gosh, I could not believe it. I saw it happening like maybe half a second before it actually happened, and it was like, I don't know, I'm just screaming at the TV because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Like, John Cena wasn't even like one of my top guys throughout my entire life, and yet the idea of John Cena, though, it was like kind of like you like the idea of Superman. Superman might not be your favorite hero because he's such a Boy Scout, but you like the idea of Superman. You're glad that Superman is out there standing for truth, justice, and the American way, and you like the idea that John Cena's out there. Yeah, your favorite wrestler is going to be like Roman Reigns or Drew McIntyre, but it's comforting to know that John Cena is out there granting wishes and drinking milk and cookies before bed, but then he turns heel. I couldn't believe it. I was like, for real, that was This was the most shocking heel turn to me since Hollywood Hogan. And I would have to say that moment when John Cena actually turned heel was up there, right as surprising as Hulk Hogan leg dropping Macho Man Randy Savage. Was it Macho Man? Well, it was either Macho Man or Lex Luger or Sting. I can't remember who he leg dropped, but he leg dropped somebody, and it was just like, whoa, holy crap. So it was a 1-to-1 in the moment. Now, again, the Hogan heel turn has more of an impact in the grand scheme of things, but when we're just talking right then and there, that is a moment in time. That is a core memory that I will never be able to forget. It was so impactful. It was so shocking, so raw, so everything. Couldn't believe it. Parts of me still can't believe it, to be honest with you. Sometimes I'm thinking, am I watching this right? John Cena's the heel and Randy Orton's not, you know? It's like, man, I still to this day cannot get over the fact that John Cena turned heel, and when it happened, that was an all-time moment, and it was a great moment at that. Speaking of Randy Orton, the fact that we got Randy versus John. Now, I know a lot of people were like, oh, we only had a 2-week build. That's a fair criticism. However, maybe we get them again. Maybe they run it back one more time. But if they don't even, I'm just gonna stay positive here and say, well, at least we got it. I cannot believe we got John Cena versus Randy Orton in 2025. What was their last match? What did they say? 2013, 2011? The last time they fought each other was like at least 12 years ago. And not just that, but it was a very entertaining match. I really dug it. I had very low expectations for this match, especially coming off of that debacle of WrestleMania 41.
Travis Scott came out to assist
When John Cena ruined wrestling and gave us a crappy match that some people love. Hey, you know what? I'm glad you love your crappy matches. But like, yeah, I was just like, man, we're just going to get crappy match after crappy match. But no, John Cena and Randy Orton proved that John could ruin wrestling and still be entertaining. And yeah, those two, I loved that match. That match was so good. I remember the 2000s, all right? I remember John Cena and Randy Orton going at it. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, are they gonna main event another pay-per-view? Like, can we do something else? Do you have any other ideas, Vince, that is just always gonna be Orton and Cena every once in a while throw in Triple H? It was like, holy crap. I saw those guys so much that I said to myself, if I never see another Cena Orton match, I would die happy. And apparently I was wrong. I would have died very not happy because I didn't know I needed it at least one more time, and they delivered. Randy versus John Cena in 2025. Now I can die happy because it's like I needed that. I did not know that I needed one more Randy versus John, and they delivered. It was a jolt to the ruthless aggression era. It was like, I remember these guys when we were young and our backs didn't hurt when we got out of bed. It was nice to think that when I could get out of a chair and not go, ugh. It was like awesome. Our fourth thing was also part of the Randy John Cena little feud. It's when John Cena, he said that Randy Orton failed a drug test.
Randy Orton kills the legend of Randy Orton because he'll be just like his 2006 drug test, a failure.
Oh my God, I can't believe he said that. Here we are in the PG era, which they've done stuff like that before, but I don't know. It's like, it just doesn't seem like they would be doing that, saying that one of your big baby faces, this legend, failed his drug test. That was the John Cena that can ruin wrestling and be entertaining. He ruined the illusion of Randy being a hero, but it was such a sick burn that it was all get out. It was so entertaining. That was like throwback to Thuganomics John Cena, who will be ruthless, totally ruthless and savage, and he was, and it was awesome, and I loved it. Also, during that feud, there was this moment where John Cena's kind of roasting the crowd.
I have been a better parent to your children than you could ever be.
And this kid, like, flips John off or something.
That's right, kid. Your dad's a loser. Oh, great. A 6-year-old just gave me the finger.
And John Cena literally makes fun of the kid and the dad.
That is why I don't have kids. I've been policing brats like this.
He like keeps going back to it.
Bit of advice, kid. Never bring a knife to a gunfight.
It's not like that one kid where in the beginning where he just says, and that kid too is a toxic relationship. No, John Cena, he just kept roasting. And then he would go back to Randy and then go back to that kid and that dad.
Bet your loser dad didn't teach you that one.
I was so funny. It was kind of like the you ever see Family Guy where Peter, like, he hurts his knee and he keeps going ooh for like 5 minutes. It's funny, then it gets old, and then it gets funny again because they just don't let it die. And that's kind of like what John Cena was doing.
Don't look at me like you're gonna do something either.
He just kept ripping into this dad and this kid. It was hilarious. I loved it. I was like, geez, John, like maybe you should focus on Randy a little instead of this dad. But then I was just like, it was so funny, just continuously going after that dad. Here's a recent one. R-Truth fought John Cena trying to bring back his childhood hero, and R-Truth came out with a Ron Cena shirt. Ron is R-Truth's actual first name, Ron, and it was just like, instead of John, it's R-Truth doing this. He has his name taped over John, and it says Ron. It was just so funny. And the whole match, like, R-Truth, he came out to John Cena's music. It would have been better if John Cena hadn't come out to his music and R-Truth did, but whatever. The shirt itself is gold. He comes out, he does like all of John Cena's moveset, just trying to win John back, and it was just so funny seeing that shirt, because it's like, is he wearing a John Cena shirt? What's wrong with that John Cena shirt? Is that R-Truth on the John Cena shirt? It's just like gold. That is comedic gold right there. We'll back up to like the beginning of the heel turn when he finally cooks Cody Rhodes.
I'm also not gonna cook you. I'm gonna bury you.
Because at first it seemed like John Cena was just holding back. He would rip into the crowd, and then Cody Rhodes would appear, and then John would just kind of say nothing and walk away. But finally, he ripped into Cody Rhodes, and we were like, yes.
You have manipulated your way to the top of this business, and your ego outmatches your ability.
Now, I will give credit where credit is due. The crowd started cheering John and booing Cody, but Cody did win the back. But at the end of the day, I just like that we actually got two people on the mic battling it out, no holds barred, because at first I was thinking, are they holding John back because they're afraid he's going to make Cody look too bad? Well, on their third encounter before WrestleMania, he went for it. It was funny. It was amazing. The neck tattoo.
Who is so into himself, he had his wrestling gimmick tattooed for the world to see.
And it was just good to see the savage John Cena.
WWE can hand the heartbeat of this organization to my chauffeur.
He just laid into him, taking shots at AEW. You know, I built empires for billionaires. You steal from their kids or something like that. It was just like, holy crap, John's going all in, and that's what we needed. It was so good when he finally cooked Cody Rhodes. The gloves were off. He was going to cook anybody he saw. We're at number 8 now. I love him showing the fans that they're kind of stupid.
Each one of these idiots is proving my point with every breath.
You know, we're one of the only fan bases that literally the wrestlers that we love can tell us, hey, you're morons, and we'll be like, yeah, heck yeah, we're morons. Like, literally, John Cena was like, I can get you puppets to do anything, and he starts talking in a way that suddenly we start whatting him, and he, like, literally says, that's exactly what I mean. I got you to say what? I get you to cheer. I get you to this. I get you to boo. I get you to swear. I get you to do whatever. What? There you have it. I changed my cadence, and now you're doing this. And then the fans are just like, oh, you got us. just showcase how great wrestling is. This like love-hate relationship that we have with each other. Now it is a little harder in this day and age to actually boo the heels because we all just kind of love it, and we're all kind of in on the secret, and that's what sucks about actually pulling back the curtain too far, because now heels just get cheered and faces just don't really. But that said, I love that John Cena pretty much held a mirror to us and was just like, you guys suck, and we're all like, yep, we suck. There was like, I'm not even gonna lie, John Cena said, you owe me an apology, and instantly I was like, I apologize, John, I'm sorry. And guess what? I did boo him. I booed him at WrestleMania 23. I was part of the Cena sucks, while everybody else, the kids and the girls were like, let's go Cena sucks. So you know what? I am sorry, John. Here I am, even now, apologizing. John calls me stupid and a hypocrite, and I'm like, yeah, John, I'm stupid and a hypocrite. That's the best thing. I love it. Number 9, we got the press conferences. The press conferences have been amazing and awesome. John Cena does some of his best heel work actually at the press conferences. Sometimes he just lays into the reporters, and sometimes he'll just like, he first turned heel, he went to the press conference, literally took the mic off very slowly and just dropped it. And then he walked away. It's like, holy cow. Because the press conferences are like, are they real? Are they part of the storyline? It's like, it just depends on the moment, and it's just so raw. And then on the last press conference, R-Truth interrupts him, and John Cena's like, Ron, I'm telling you, say one more thing, and then R-Truth, still in character, says, but I just wanted, and then I want to tell you. He gives him an attitude adjustment into the table, just shocking again. I love John Cena in these press conferences because you don't know. Is he going to answer questions? Is he going to attack somebody? Is he just going to be a jerk and not say anything and walk away? John Cena as a heel, his best heel work is actually after the PLEs, so make sure you watch those next time. And the final best thing about the John Cena heel turn is the teases. The teases, because we all know that John Cena, he's not gonna end his career as a heel. Well, a year ago I would have said, because we all know that John Cena's never going to turn heel, and he did, so maybe he does end as a face, but I don't think so. So now, there have been 2 occasions where John Cena has he's kind of looked like he had regret, remorse. Was it worth it? Was selling his soul worth it? Even though, that was never part of the plan, according to The Rock, even though The Rock came out and started it, this whole storyline with, I want your soul, Cody Rhodes. But I digress. I'm not bitter. I'm bitter. Anyways, we have John Cena after he beats Randy Orton. This was off camera, but off camera for the United States because we get commercials. Yay us. And the rest of the world doesn't. And I'm not jealous at all. Nope, not at all. I hate you, rest of the world. Yeah. So the rest of the world got to see John Cena after the Randy Orton match, where he's kind of just he's looking around, he's listening to the crowd. It's like a moment. He seems very emotional, and he just walks to the back. Not like the typical holding the belt backwards and stuff. He's walking to the back, very emotional, and doesn't say anything. And it's like, did the crowd crack the exterior of this heel, John Cena? Is there a chance? Is there a chance that he could be turning face and regretting? But we all had to read into that. But again, it wasn't on the United States TV, so was it canon? I don't know. Canon being it makes it's part of the actual storyline in play for said universe. So then we go to Saturday Night's Main Event against R-Truth. He's about to hit R-Truth with the belt, and then he stops.
Maybe this is the moment. Maybe John Cena has...
And he looks at the belt, and it's like, he's trying to decide whether or not he's going to hit R-Truth, or is it worth it? Is this heel turn worth it? And then he gives the belt back to the ref, and then he kicks R-Truth in his, his privates. And it's like, was that just his plan? Was it his plan to just trick R-Truth, and he was gonna low blow him no matter what? Or was it real? Was it real for a moment that he was thinking, should I do this? Should I take the easy way out? I don't know. And it's these teases of him returning back to a face that I'm actually really digging. And maybe it's the crowd unwilling to boo him, that will eventually get him back with the aid of people like R-Truth, who are not giving up on him. Because like we have cheered John Cena for the last like 8 years now, pretty much since he's gone to Hollywood, and we realized that we were going to lose him. We started cheering him. And John is like, his motivation is from like 10 or 15 years ago, when we just relentlessly booed him. So it's like, is he realizing that maybe he was wrong now and he should have forgave us? And I just love that. I love those nuances of the storytelling right there. And I'm loving these teases. I hope we get more and more until eventually John Cena flips, he becomes a face again, and like the last 3 or 4 months of his tour, we can just, woo, John! And hopefully he gets an 18th title reign. I would love that, so we can forget about that 17th. But that's for the bad things about John Cena's heel turn. If I decide to do that video, let me know if you want me to do that video. But these are the positives, the greatest parts of this heel turn so far. I'm sure there'll be more to come. Hopefully there'll be more to come, because we probably at least got 2 to 3 months left, and I'm hoping for some good things ahead. Let me know if there's anything I missed, anything else that you've enjoyed about said heel turn, and please, boys, girls, you have yourselves a great day.